is to look at just regular services, hospital services, and that's where the president argues the rate of increase has slowed to very manageable levels. Is he right on that, for leaving the premium stuff out of it? Is he right on that part?
No, I mean, these are just semantics, really. I mean, you need to ask the patient and the doctor exactly what's going on the front line. I can tell you that since this Affordable Care Act is passed, patients are coming in and not being able to afford their out-of-pocket costs. Those have gone up. And that's where the rubber meets the road, when you order a test and the person has to spend out-of-pocket to go get it. I've had patients every day at least now that tell me they can't do what they're needing to do because they can't afford it. And this is about a win-at-all-costs attitude, but at the expense of the doctor and patient. And that, when people figure that out, they're not going to be happy about this so-called win.
Now, the one thing I see this breaking down to, doctor, is that if you didn't have insurance before, or it was too costly for you before, this is why you didn't get it. You get these subsidies, you get some relief, you might pay, to your point, a higher deductible, but you'll get coverage. So that group of people will be happy with this, just like these 6.5 million with the subsidies are going to be happy with this. But there is that other vast population, the majority of Americans, for whom healthcare costs have been rising and who are getting the bill. The president didn't really mention them, but he says that all are benefiting from coverage for pre-existing conditions. You can't be turned down, et cetera, et cetera. Which wins out in your mind?
That's rhetoric. You know, I see patients. They may not have pre-existing conditions, but when you have to use the system, they get denied for not medically necessary or an experimental procedure when it's been around for years. So the insurance companies have been gaming the system here. They're saying that they offer things. They won't even let doctors on panels now. And you can't even get in touch with them to actually ask them why you're not on a panel anymore. So this is real time what's going on. It sounds great when you start talking about legislation, but it's not bearing out that way. Patients are now paying more for prescriptions. So yeah, great, the donut hole is closed, but it costs 300 or 400 times more for a generic prescription than it did before. So it's like whack-a-mole at this point. You know, you can have a win, but you really have to decide or really see who's winning. And I think this is really telling that the stock prices have gone up for the medical industry. That's telling. That's who won today.
That's
it's
remarkable.
Not the doctor,
and
it's not the patient.
You know, obviously not only a good doctor, but a pretty good market watcher, so don't take my job, doctor, but you're right. They were the big run-ups today. Well, very good seeing you, doctor. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.